Hey there, folks. It's me, Chris, with the Gigman's Life. Yeah, baby. It's a Gigman's Life indeed. And yes, I have thought about something and to go and do this on Thursdays now to go and review some of the comments that people have made on my videos. And since this is basically just some of them that I will say, if you're not paying attention, I know that I get babbling on these videos at times, and I'm getting better now. I am getting more coherent with my thoughts and staying a little bit more consistent in what I'm presenting. And, it's just how it is. I'm not scripted, I'm just reacting straight up about what I think about things. And, you know, let's go to some of these comments. We got 3 comments on does DoorDash girl have a defense? Oops, wrong way to do that. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of good time. Day after my birthday, this is being put out, so I'm just pre-recording it because I got to look at which way my scheduling might be going for the day. So I always decide I'm going to go and make sure I record a day in advance, and sometimes I look at the video when I wake up in the morning and say, I can do better. So does DoorDash girl have a defense? There's 3 comments, and I'll go to the comments. Generating. Are you actually trying to justify this? Are you actually saying that they need training to pick something up and drop it off? If you didn't realize in the statement, yes, I think that training is needed, and it's not for dropping, if you pay attention, it's not for dropping things off. It is just having some common sense, especially with DoorDash girl thinking to go and whip out her phone instead of calling the cops. That's why I highly suggest, if you pay attention, that delivery people get body cams, because some of the videos I've seen where, oh, she's opening the door, bad CGI, okay? Because the skin tone was off. They edited some of the video where we're cutting into some of the words she had on screen, and you can look up on this, but I don't want to get into this rabbit hole because there's 2 cases. There's the criminal case and then the civil liability case. And no, I said it straight off. Possibly not that she can go and use it in the criminal, but when it comes into the civil liability, the lawsuit, it's going to be going after DoorDash. And yes, the lack of training can be costing DoorDash more money, and they will possibly settle it out because they do not want to go and have discovery, okay? Because if you paid attention, I did say, not possibly. That man's door. Okay. This is Schroeder's cat, people. She opened that man's door. That's not training issue. That's unlawful entry. Okay. We have not seen the video, and as I just stated, yes, there's a remark that she opened the door, or there is evidence of it. Until we see that, it's Schroeder's cat. It exists and doesn't exist at the same time. That's quantum physics. Just to say. And we don't know which door it was, because as I saw the video, the screen door was wide open. So she could have possibly opened just the screen door until we see the video of what actually happened. But the training issue is on DoorDash. truly is, because of not making sure that people understand that the policies of what you're supposed to do, and that they're not stopping people from posting shit on YouTube or any of these channels like TikTok and anything else. They're not making it clear. And as I said, there's two separate cases here. And the civil liability case, she might have a defense on it. And most likely it's going to be more of them going after DoorDash for not making sure she knew better. And I can't say anything more about that. But, you know, getting on to the other video, because yes, I can imagine the stuff they're keeping under wraps. That's also another thing, that in Discovery, where and I'm saying this as not being a lawyer, this is just understanding of things that can happen because of the Pinto case. You know, they want to, and also with Lyft, that was another one where they went and paid that out before going to court because they're afraid of Discovery and how bad it could be if things are discovered about a matter. It ain't going to change anything. It's just that simple. My hope is that it will change things, and trying to get people to discuss about it and address the need of things to change, because the major factor is that if they're not going to go and advertise that they're planning on changing, this is the public view that they're seeing of people illegally recording their customers, seeing people mishandle food or poison it. There's an issue that is very clear to anybody buying a publicly traded company or thinking and investing in these companies. If you're not going to go and make it better, are you going to go and invest in that company? So yes, it is a very big thing of, it changes whether or not people are investing. And the end of the pandemic should have killed DoorDash, but services like this made people even lazier. Yeah. And the pandemic has totally screwed up people. It's also why there was a lot of people after the Spanish flu that ended up having people like Howie Mandel. I was at a residence where I was servicing a computer. I couldn't use their bathroom because their child was in the bathroom with the shower running. That's how messed up people got during the pandemic, and that they'll have multiple issues. Generally, a lot of people like Howie Mandel and Ringo Starr have had medical issues when they were younger. And that's what makes them also very paranoid and germophobic. So, yeah, that's a learned response. And that also can come from the fact that, yes, 1918, that would be some people's grandparents, like my own, would have seen the Spanish flu or gotten through it, or been, related to people who've seen it. So, yeah, germophobia and stuff like that can happen. I'm not the expert on this. I am just saying what is observable. in the world. But, I do like the discussion. Not everyone has a car. Sometimes, this is the inevitable thing. Um, yes, there's a lot of people. I know people where they don't stop. They're at the place that they're working because they're taking care of people. And they order their coffee and a pack of cigarettes. Yeah, I've delivered cigarettes, folks. So, you know, hell, at least they're not having us deliver weed yet. Okay? Because I can just imagine the amount of shit I got to go through just on the amount of shit that goes on at a dispensary. But that's neither here or there about the discussions of legalized marijuana, as that is just what goes on in the state that I live in. You can't chop your mama up in Massachusetts. Jump like a fish, jump like a porpoise, all those hands in habeas corpus. Hey, I have to have fun, just like my sponsor. Yes, folks, the Gigman's Life is sponsored by Me, Myself, and I. Yes, come down to Me, Myself, and I and have a great time. But, it's just, I'm having fun, and to go and just make a sponsor spot is just a placeholder for those moments of going and saying, yes, can I babble for 30 seconds? Oh, yes, I could babble for a lot longer, but just to go and make it one of those things of saying, here we go. Yes, and we're back. And, as I just like to go and read the comments and, the discussion that this brings up, it's where we can actually make these changes and get things talked about. Because without discussing this and just jumping onto the whole factor of saying, how do you need training? You got to remember that supposedly everybody at your restaurant has to go through food service training because a lot of states have that food, service certificate to make sure that they can actually go and prepare food and serve it to customers. Then they also have takeout, which, there's all these things that you have to watch and take care of when you're working with food. So, as all of you who leave comments, I'm going to go and talk about them at least one day a week on both channels for both sites so that people know that I'm out here trying to go and bring conversation to these matters that are going to affect this industry. And without them addressing training, without them addressing the problems by just going and settling these lawsuits and going to fix their public image, because no matter what, all those YouTube videos and stuff like that, yeah, they can go and put it up as much as they want, but if they don't go and have a certified that their drivers are doing things the way they want them to be done, then this shit will continue. Okay? So, let's go to, and thank you for watching. Please hit like, share, and subscribe. Make a comment or two on YouTube or on Rumble, and follow. And that's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Rumble. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, happy day on YouTube. It just helps out these channels to grow and to communicate with others about what is going to affect us out here in Gigland. And, it's just one of those moments of just saying, hey, folks, thank you very much. And I appreciate everything. You have yourself a great day.